Today, the disaster that swept through the Badlands 20 million years ago is frozen in time. The bones of the brontotheres preserved in exquisite detail. Slipping outside was dangerous in White River times. Above ground, there was a veritable blitzkrieg of predators. Super snappers, hyenodons, saber-tooths.
How can you escape if you don't want to be gigantic? What if you want to be the size of a sheep? There is a way. What you can do is dig. Dig your own bomb shelter. Get away from the Blitz the way the Londoners did during the Second World War. And the most common group of White River herbivores did exactly that, the Oreodons. They went underground.
The clash of the predators and their dying prey were not the only sounds to shatter the calm of the Valley of the Uglies, as paleontologist Kent Sundell has recently discovered.
Today, these badlands are home to primarily a grazing community of animals. But 30 million years ago, the sounds echoed of digging and scratching of burrowing mammals. In fact, 3/4 of all the mammals that lived in this area were burrowers at that time.
Today, the burrowers are prairie dogs, but 30 million years ago, their predecessors were considerably bigger. The Oreodonts were the most common, ranging in size from a small dog to a large sheep. Scientists long thought they were grazers that migrated in large herds across the newly emerging grasslands. But recently, Kent Sundell literally turned the world of Oreodont studies upside down.
The kind of thing I'm looking for are these burrow-shaped nodules like this one right here.
Nodules of mud that filled the Oreodont dens.
And sometimes when we pop them open, we'll find the skeleton of an Oreodont.
Nearby, Kent uncovered a whole family of burrowing Oreodonts along with a few surprises. A large male, a juvenile, and a female with fetuses intact in her belly. Prairie dog colonies today mimic the life of the Oreodonts 30 million years ago. They lived in family groups and kept guard to watch each other's backs.
Not only did these Oreodonts live in family groups in burrows such as this, but I've also found more than 30 different family groups in close proximity to each other in burrows. That indicates to me that these Oreodonts lived much more a lifestyle like the modern prairie dog of today. So as a predator attacks, the Oreodont male will back down into his hole, and defending his young, he'll bare his teeth, trying to fend off the attack of the hyenodons and the killer pigs.
The bones of hyenodon have been found together with several Oreodont skeletons, suggesting a burrow must have collapsed during the attack, burying both predator and prey. But Japhet Boyce made an even more intriguing find.
I've got a skull of an Oreodont that's been bitten twice by a hyenodon, and you can see how it bit here and here, and it crushed the skull, not only crushing the skull, but it would eat it.
Hyenodon must have wolfed the Oreodont down in an eating frenzy. Boyce has found the fossilized dung that he calls scat to prove it.
I find scat from a hyenodon that has bones from the skull inside of it. And not just bones. I find scat that has teeth.
As the sun set over the Badlands 30 million years ago, the night hunters were just setting out on a bloodthirsty night's work.
going? Not the kind of place to be with the night Terminator around.
Hyenodons, saber-toothed cats, and killer pigs have long vanished to be replaced by a new generation of specialized killers. But Bob Barker thinks something's missing.
What's missing is something this big, with a long snout, whack, 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 that can chase down rhinos and elephants and kill them and rip them apart. So let's make the present unweird. Let's make the present like the past. Let's take a polar bear. Let's give it long legs so it can run after elephants and rhinos. Let's give it a super snapping head. Let's take the head of, say, a hippo, which can open real wide. Put them in Africa, let them hunt in packs. Now you've got the present back the way it should be. Now you've got the present like the past. Now you've got a super, snapping, giant, fast-running, pack-hunting killer.
By swapping body parts, modifying old designs and experimenting with new ones, the battle over who would succeed the dinosaurs was finally won. Today, on every continent, the top dog is a mammal. But nowhere on Earth was the journey more bizarre than in the Valley of the Uglies.